and also to get inspiration for myself and my own being. Because as you know, no one's perfect, and we're always looking for that extra edge in our being to make it better for ourselves. Okay, I will start off. My name is Omar. Very to meet us. I'm of Greek descent. Both my parents are Greek, and I was born a Christian, for what you could say. I was born a Christian. Yes, my family was practicing. My mother was practicing to a point. They were practicing, but yes, I walked around with the title as a Christian. Yes, I would profess Christianity. Did I understand it? Something. Did I understand the basis of it, which was the Trinity? Not at all. It was a complete mystery. Anyway, I'll start off with my childhood. I always liked art. I've always loved art, and I've always liked to draw. I like sketching a lot, and I guess it's just not my enough, but I like to draw people, and I like to draw animals, and when I came to Islam, I can't do that anymore, but alhamdulillah, it's not a big problem, but that was one of the biggest things I love to do. I could stay in my room and just draw all night, all day. I would pick up comics and draw my own characters according to them, and my mom would see it, and my mom being Christian, she always would tell me why is there so much hate? Why is everybody you draw this big? Why does it look like they want to kill each other? And I would explain it to her, and they're like, he has to go tough, he has to be Spider-Man, he has to be Wolverine, they all look tough, right? So she wouldn't understand that. So she tried to get me into these drawings, which we call icons in Christianity. Actually, they pray to them kind of, they think it's like an intercessor whatnot between them and God. So she tried to get me drawing those. Yeah, I was interested a little bit. We had a brief conversation where she wanted me to go to some monastery in Boston because I expressed my feelings about drawing pictures, and she said if I go there and I become a monk, I can do that, and they'll help me out with that. Anyway, that was only a phase, so that was probably the most religious I ever got in my being. Other than I really love the story of the real people, the saints, how they lived their life, and most of all, how simple their life was. It was so simple. It was only based on necessity. There wasn't these materialistic, worldly gains that we have nowadays. Very nice and very simple. I mean, these things, they've always appealed to me because they have a simple life. And I've always loved it. And that carried on throughout my life. And as well, my brother, as you all might know, my brother right now is actually practicing a simple life. He's in Mauritania and he's studying Islam the traditional way. And he doesn't have what we have here. He doesn't have all this stuff. And doesn't have, basically, he doesn't have cars. I mean, it's hard to understand, but he fishes for his fish. He has a garden where he grows his vegetables. To get his milk, he milks his goat. And that's simple life. You want it, go get it. You want it, go do it. You don't have to go buy it. He doesn't really have all these luxuries. He could if he wants, but that's the life he chooses. And I understand him in many ways, because I also live that life. But alhamdulillah, I don't really have the means right now to pursue that same life. So that's my Christian ways. I can talk to you now about how I came to Islam. It was merely I wasn't looking for it. I found that my little sister accepted Islam. And I wasn't really home in those days. I was out gaining my materialistic things. My gold watches, my nice clothing, expensive clothing. I was out clubbing. I wasn't too much in the clubbing scene, but I liked the after parties and so on. But forget all that. It's not even the point. It's not what I'm here to talk to you. Oh yeah, my sister, and when she accepted Islam. Well, I I just heard hearsay, and I heard that my sister was out debating about Christianity and Islam. And I wasn't really around. And then when I found out, I got curious. That thing, she joined a new club, but she doesn't know what she is doing. She's also my younger sister as well, so it's kind of family. But yeah, I got really curious, and I wanted to know where was it that it happened, what was it saying, what was going on. It was in a local area, and I ended up going. But as I said, I went, and I didn't really have a foundation. If you don't have a foundation, then you pretty much don't do anything. You can't really say much, because I didn't believe in the Trinity, and that is that mysterious thing that Christianity is revolved upon. It is the Trinity. And if you don't really understand it, then really what kind of Christian are you? And I would go and I would debate, being arrogant. I mean, I don't know what the Trinity is. What am I really debating? But I was going and I was being pretty arrogant, debating other people with Islam and Christianity. And it's the funniest thing that really got to me. It's really a lot of funny things. Well, it's not, you can't say it's funny, but most people wouldn't really see those things as being a factor in what changes your life. A lot of the rules, and especially, obviously, the oneness and the uniqueness of Allah in Christianity is just not there. The uniqueness and the oneness of Allah is a big thing. I developed a conscience. I guess I always really had a conscience, even though sometimes I did otherwise, but we're human, you know, but still it's not an excuse. But I had a conscience, and I always thought, from as far as I can remember, that always there is God, Allah, watching me. Whatever I'm doing, He's really watching me. Doesn't matter what I profess, I know that God, Allah, is watching me. Whether it was I was Christian, whether it was I was going out and buying my gold watches, whether it was when I became a Muslim. Allah was watching me, and I knew that. So when I was going through these arguments arrogantly and confessing I really don't even know, you hear the points of others, and it puts like a brick of a burden on your back. It's hard to explain. I'm trying to put in a metaphor. It's like every point they make puts a brick on top of your shoulders. And that's something you have to carry around. If you really think and ponder upon it, that's something you have to carry around and try to justify and rationalize and find out what is it? Why am I carrying this brick? What's the truth? So it ended up being that I was carrying a whole bunch of bricks. And later, my heart, obviously, it inclined towards Islam for simple things such as wudu, such as praying 5 times a day. Most people that I know, if you can call it, they say that was prayer, but it's more like a dua. They would say at night. But you know, to each their own, but Islam is Islam and it's the truth, you know, but it's hard to say. I would have get these bricks, and I don't know if people really understand what I'm trying to say, but it became too much. The burden became too heavy. I knew I had to drop the bricks and accept what I was just being ignorant and not accepting for the sake of ignorance. But I had too many things at stake. I didn't know where to go. My parents would never accept. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know a lot of things about religion. And I was actually told a lot of false things when I came to Islam. And I ended up accepting. Alhamdulillah. I accepted. My brother told me, which is probably the key thing that actually just told me, just do it. You have nothing to lose. Because if you get kicked out of your house, I have a place for you to go. So on the spot, I accepted the shahada. I gave away my gold watch, which I just just got about a week before, and went home and I did my ghusl and became a Muslim, alhamdulillah. Now the things that really interested me are the things that were if you really think about it, are the things like istinja. I mean, really, if I dropped coke on this table here in front of me, and I just merely wipe it off, how clean is it really? But if I empty my bottle of water after I wiped it, it's much cleaner. I mean, just little things, little logical things that really get to you. Anyway, I ended up accepting Islam, and I found out that a lot of people, not just me, when you are asking questions and you're looking for the truth and you're looking for more and more knowledge, a lot of other people don't know. I was told I don't have to have a beard, I don't have to wear a turban, I don't have to look like a Muslim. Alhamdulillah, now I do, but I mean, these are things that I was told. I was also told, if you could believe it, I don't have to pray. This is what I was told. You have to pray when you feel your heart is right. And I remember my brother-in-law telling me, subhanAllah, I remember, he was telling me, well, it's prayer time. And I told him, well, I don't have the intention to pray for Allah, so go pray. I don't have that intention, so if I'm praying, who am I really praying for, you or Allah? And that's just a big thing. Shaitan really plays on your mind. But that's a lot of ignorance again, Papa. You find it also in the Muslim world. There's a lot of ignorance. Because people don't really read, they don't really find out. And when I found out that, and wow, the big difference between us and non-believers is prayer. And I was telling my brother, you go pray. I don't have the right intention, so I'm not going to pray. I mean, I have to make up those prayers. I accepted my Islam, and now I have to make up those prayers. So the journey for me, as you can see, it came rationally. It didn't become as I got a sign and maybe all the lights in my room, they just went out and on. No, but it just came rationally, and I didn't really go looking for it. It came to me. I went opposing it, and I ended up under it. So, alhamdulillah. After I accepted Islam, my brother accepted Islam, my sister before us, as you know. And my mother and father, I guess they were thinking Islam was taking over their family. So after my sister, and after me, and after my other brother, and I have a twin sister who's not Muslim, but inshallah, she will be a Muslim. They kind of gave up. My parents now, well, my father's okay with everything. We do our thing, he does his thing. But I can still call my father, I can still talk to him. My mother, on the other hand, who was a religious one, it's kind of funny. I mean, if you're the religious one, why would you disown your kid? But yeah, unless I decline my deen, I can accept her. But if I do not decline, I can't accept her as my mother. Alhamdulillah, that's something I have to deal with, and I know a lot of other brothers have it worse than I do. But yes, it's a struggle when you accept Islam, because your base is your house. When your base is your house, you're giving up a lot when you're accepting Islam, because it's not your parents who are accepting it for you. You're making your own educated decisions. So, when your base is at risk, you put a lot of things at risk. And you have to go out and make your own base. You have to be responsible. You're kind of pushed to be more responsible from the beginning. I wasn't really responsible before Islam. Now, alhamdulillah, I have my own apartment. I have a wife. Inshallah, kids will come. Allah knows. But that's just the way my life went. If somebody told me 5 years ago, when I was sitting down in front of my house, even with any of my friends, you are going to be a Muslim, and on this day today, you will be here talking about Islam to other Muslims. I said, you don't know who I am, and you are crazy. You don't know anything. But that just goes to show you that you are in control of nothing. Allah is really in control of everything. So, excuse me one minute. I've got pasties. So, as I am here today, I hope I have inspired some people to go that little extra in their deen. Because I'm here for that as well, not only to speak, but also to get a push to go that little extra as well. I know a lot of new Muslims, and really, I've met a lot. I've met hundreds of new Muslims, and I have one piece of advice for new Muslims. You have to be responsible. You really must be responsible. Because that makes you a man or a woman, not a boy or a girl. You really must be a responsible person. And whether you are married, whether you are not, you have your own duty. I mean, if you're not taking care of yourself, and you're not making decisions to better your life through the deen, or financially, or whatever it may be, you must be more responsible. If you find yourself sitting at home and you're doing nothing all day long, there's something you got to do. Something's missing. I've met hundreds of new Muslims, and this is a big problem within the new Muslims. Responsibility is a big thing. Alhamdulillah, I learned my responsibility overseas. I went to Taiwan and I was teaching English for a little while, and I came back and I had a little bit of extra money, and I was also spending my money while I was there towards an apartment to get married. My marriage took 4 years. I was engaged for 4 years. It took a while. But, alhamdulillah, that's just my only piece of advice. I know that I have a lot of things to work on as well. I'm not here to offend people. I'm not here to put anybody down. I just see from what I see that responsibility is a big issue amongst new Muslims. In order for us to be taken seriously, we really have to be more responsible. We really have to work for what we want. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.